And what's the deal to you, chat? What goes on? What is the deal? How's your fencing lesson today? I didn't do fencing. I sued somebody. I had a lawsuit. I litigated. I told you. I sue for fun. I don't know what you guys do, but I file a lawsuit just for fun. I had to cancel fencing just to go file a lawsuit. Say something. You still on a runner? No, my runner hit 150 pips on the dot this morning during the stream. Looks a real rat, guys. No, I'm not rat. I'm not ratting you out. I'm just. I told you I do this shit for fun. It's a hobby. It's a hobby. I had to give up fencing. Not raiding, just suing. Man, you have hurt with what you said in Don's live. I don't know what I said in Don's live. I say a lot of things over the last 4 years. How many people in here? Oh, all right. We're filling up. Cool. I'll be talking to the judge like, would I lie? I'm the Forex guy. I ain't gonna point fingers or nothing, Your Honor. All I'm saying, Your Honor, the guy might be in this room, Your Honor. All right. I need a drink. All right, let's see what we got going on before I go get a drink. Let's do a breakdown. Breakdown. That was a breakdown. Take them down, chat. Drop a like, sub to the channel. Let's see what we got going on. Think we can ride gold to 2000? Well, at 1800 we set all-time highs, and now that fucker's going up. Look, daily closed above the daily range to fill the wick. Next candle today we just opened up, and no bottom wick, just driving straight up. Found a support over here, so it's not bad, right? So we clearly established now support over here. Let's see what happened last time we came up through this area. That's the market drove. Last time we came up, remember yesterday we pointed out that we are most likely mirroring this move. I think that's where yesterday's level came from, over here. Okay, these are our higher time frame. Support, resistance, drop down to the 30. Holy shit, where did it go? Which way did it go, George? this is closer to the area we're at. Okay. We seem to drive up every time we get a closure above there. So let's go back to what's happening right now. Okay, so we've started off this hourly candle. We've driven straight up first 7 minutes. I'm gonna expect a bottom wick here at some point. If we can close above here on the 30, I'm gonna look for buys. Realistically, back up to the highs to 62.86. Love a bottom wick from here, but if we can get some closures above 51.89, then, you know, higher time frame bottom wicks into this area to continue up would be ideal. That would be elite. On the smaller time frame, you'll see candles coming back in range, right? But eventually, that once you get that first closure outside back above on the smaller time frame, right? You're looking for that bottom wick. You're looking for the bottom wick back in range to continue up. And that would be your bottom wick on the hourly, on the higher time frame. A lot will depend on how this hourly closes and how this 30 closes in about 20 minutes. But if we start driving up here, remember everything that's going on. If we start driving up, you're dropping down to the 5 minute and looking for bottom wicks to continue up to the top of the range. Right, we found the support, right? We rejected today. We rejected heavy. We found support back in range, and now we've stuck in this range. So now for us, after we rejected here at this level, we only got here. So realistically, we'd probably have to grab orders from this area before we can drive any further down eventually. So if we're gonna come up there, how can we get in? How can we be in the most optimal position to get in so we're not stuck in the wrong direction here, or that we have a chance to get out if we are in the wrong direction here. All right, very simple. Capiche?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
Are you concerned about 4-hour rejections and resistance formed? Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay, so we're going to close above where these previous 4-hour candles close, right? At that point, I don't expect the market to just suddenly reject with no upwards movement. Because we're closing so bullish. If we do close like this. So what I will say is, if we come down first, I'll look for buys. If not to the top of the range, then to at least, the top of these wicks. That's 50 pips. If we can get a flip for like 10, 12, go break even and see if we can fill some more of this wick to the left. So we might still flip down and drive further down, but before driving further down to the 40s, right, into 30s, and fill in this wick over here, the market's gonna need to come up a little more based on how the 4-hour sprinting, because it's not just gonna turn around in one candle. It's gonna take a few candles and some hovering here, or it's gonna take us coming back up to 1962 and driving further. So sells are difficult right now, but then again, it could form on the 5 real quick, right? Well, unexpectedly, we just have to notice what's going on. We'll have to realize it. For now, I'm not seeing sells, I'm seeing buys. Sell at 62, yes, that's going to be tomorrow morning. Closing in a minute. 90 seconds. How long is the YouTube delay? About 3 seconds. Let me count. 1, 2, 3. About 3.5, 4 seconds. About 39. Good shit. I had buys from 37 to 52. Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna grab some water. Some agua, some liquidity. Wix Online, gonna do a liquidity grab and be right back. Don't you think it needs to go to 1938 first, as there's no bottom wick before it drives up past 1962? Wait, we're looking, what are we looking at? 1938, what's there? Okay. No, we already grabbed orders. Look at the next candle. It didn't necessarily have to break that. It grabbed enough orders. So I'm saying it's really bullish. We found the support in a bullish environment on the higher time frame. I'm just looking for any indication of, hey, enter a buy. This is a good entry point. It's not just about the setup. The entry point itself has to be good. Well, I just think logically about it. How do you decide where? It's a funny name, PhoenFX. If liquidity area needs to be tapped, but I just look. First of all, we can go to the higher time frame and see what areas we've tapped. Right, we've tapped 62, we've tapped 38 here. So on the higher time frame, that's the big 4-hour range. Right, we first tapped 62 here. We came down to 38. We've established this higher time frame range, and then we've created one resistance at 54 and a support at 47. So you have another range and a range. What do we know about gold? It's going to retest the highs it makes. It's going to retest the lows it makes. But right now, in this case, it made a high. We were bullish. It made a high. It's retesting it. So it's filling a range. And it also made a high on the higher time frame. So it's highly likely it's going to fill the range on the higher time frame. And since we did this first, since the first thing it did was come up here and then come here, most likely we will retest these levels if we are to come down any lower or any lower than this, right, into that area. If we are to break 1947, we might need to tap 62 or 60 areas, because on the last push up we've grabbed orders here and all we could do was 47. So drop down below that, we probably need to come up higher, and the next resistance higher is 62.8. I also think, because the higher time frame found a support here, that if we do come up higher, we might not even come back down. We might just continue coming up. That's just thinking logically. So if I'm looking for that, and I think before we come back further down, we need to tap 62. I'm looking to see how we can take advantage of the bullish volume to come up. My issue is these candles are just driving straight up without consulting with me first. Anyone ask quicks? Nope. All right, guys. Comics open coming up. Yeah, this is more of a prayer strategy. We just click a button and then we hold hands, sing a song, and pray. That makes so much more sense than what I could find on YouTube. Not comics. Ay vey. Ay vey. You still selling prayers? No, that service has been discontinued. We sold out. It was a very quick sellout. What up, Lucas? What's the dip, yo? All right, coming back down here. 15 bottom. Lipski. You and Don meet through YouTube? No, we spent time on the rock together. We shared a cell. Tip fraud. What's going on here? What y'all do to Wix? What do you mean? See, what had happened was you was staring. Oh, it was quiet. Surprise! We was waiting for you, my God. It's a my God surprise party. Yeah, did you get surprised? Were you surprised? Or only I looked surprised? Yeah, only I knew it was a party. Apparently everyone else came in here to work. Five minutes for the 30 close. It's a little tough here. You want a bottom wick on the next 4 hour, right? Before making a top wick. But what's been happening lately, remember, during Asian session, we've been getting, right? As soon as the volume kicks in, it tells you to shove that up bottom wick up here, you know what, and just drives up. So let's see if we can see indications of a good entry on the 1 or the 5 or something. Wix, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'll be 96 years young. Congratulations! I wish you a happy birthday. What do you want? A cane? I said a cane? A cane? A hearing aid? Or a lap dance? Let me know. I hope he heard me. He needs a hip. It's too late. Word. Hearing aid toast. Oh shit. What's good? What up, Dill? You see me. I'm just talking to the AARP section of our audience. You know, same old. It's that time, chat. We're gonna have to do it. Flipping the tape right here. How are we flipping the tape? We're not even to the first half hour of our stream. Time is flying. Where are you from, bro? Right near the beach, boy. We tanning. You tanning? I'm tanning. Alright, we're pulling back. 30. Do us dirty. About to close back in range here. One minute. What would you advise? Yeah. Less than 1% per trade? Fire. Hold on, the 30 closed here. One hour looks like it wants to flip. I'm gonna wait. Okay, I'm gonna take a buy right here. I just took a buy, chat. Give me a second, my kids are here. I just took a buy. Hold on one second. All right, chat. I'm looking to reach 1962 areas. Stops 1938. Give me one sec. My kid is calling me. Hold on. A bit of a late entry. I thought I was over here pulling on my elbow. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking a buy. What? Taking a buy. What? They're calling me to go eat. Once we fill the wick here, I'll go break even. My entry is 1951.71. Basically whatever it shows here. Another push here, and I'm gonna go break even at around 10. It'll be another push. I'm gonna go break even here. I'm at 10 pips, but I haven't closed anything. I'm not. The thing is, now if we come back down after making this top wick, we shouldn't technically even flip on this candle. But if we come back down and start breaking the lows, we're gonna reach the bottom of the range, because at that point I'm expecting the hourly flip. So I'm break even here. So 10 on the dot, but I didn't close anything. Oh, stops it. Watch it pull up again, but I'm expecting now to break. Now we made a top wick right on the 30 and flip bearish, so I would expect us to break the previous 30 low, and now we can wait for the hourly. Yeah, I didn't close anything, so that's a break even for me. How much did we see? We didn't see 60. Oh yeah. Yeah, 10, 11, depending on your entry. 9. It's alright. We're gonna wait here on the 4-hour close at 9. That's the hourly close. If we might still get a bullish hourly closure above here, and we'll look for a bottom wick to retest the highs. BE number 25 on the year. Yeah, see the hourly now is flipping. And that's why you want a steeper bottom wick as an advantage point, because now by the time, if that move here on the 30 initially had a steeper bottom wick, oh look, now it's come down, made that bottom wick. Will it reject? I think the hourly's flipped here. It's kind of tough now to take buys now that the hourly flipped, but that might have been it. That might have been the bottom wick we wanted initially. Thing is, if it happens initially off the start of the candle, you don't have this top wick on the 30 yet, right? You're expecting to come up and make that. So that steeper bottom wick gives you an advantage, right? Just to the flip 13, and then you would have had 20 to the top of that. We definitely would have closed something. But now that you have this top wick, it's grabbed some orders. So now you're expecting it to come down. If we start coming down here, then we're going to expect to tap, if the 4-hour flips bearish, especially before 9, within the next 20 minutes, we're going to look to tap 1940s, right? And if we're looking for 1940, we might look for some sells. Well, at least 1947. Let's see how the 4-hour starts behaving. 47 is the flip of the 4-hour, right? If it can hold bullish the next 20 minutes, I think we might still tap 47 based on the hourly, right? Coming down. But our position, the big position, might be here at 47 as the 4-hour, the next 4-hour makes a bottom wick. You'll have a couple of bearish hourly candles, 30-minute candles coming down here. But that's just going to be the bottom wick for, right? That's just going to be the bottom on the 4-hour. The bottom wick for us to continue up. Potential, yeah. No advantage point now. It's already got a top wick. Like, yeah, it's grabbed orders. Nothing like losing the fast turn. You shouldn't lose anything. Should have been break even. Yeah, look at that. Strong hourly flip. The third, it wasn't the bottom wick for the 30. It's interesting. A lot of volume here coming up on the 4-hour close. The hourly close bearish. We could take advantage. I mean, you could probably take advantage here now. Just looking for an indication on the smaller time frame. 5 close, no bottom wick here. The 4 hours gonna flip, huh? Farzo off his meds again. Fifteen's closing here. Interesting. Last 15 of the 4 hour here. It's gonna be interesting how it closes. We might get a doji. 1 hour here. I'm sorry, that was a 2 hour. No. Yeah, this will be interesting. Because the 1 hour will close. If we close like this, the 1 hour will close strong bear, which it won't make sense with the 4 hour also closing bullish. Let's see. So going based on the logic we had earlier. Got a support here, and all we could do was get here. Probably have to come down lower in order to reject further and drive further. So can we get some kind of entry on the next hourly candle in 10 minutes? Unless this 15 just decides to flip. Take sells at 1952.87. What's on the 2 hour? Yeah. Guess you should at least make it house money. Previous hour bottom, 1 hour bottom wick to drive up. It could have been, but then we'll stay above this area there where it is right now, right? And you can look for a bottom wick and drive up, sort of a celery play. There's a few ways we can play this. 5's back in the 5-minute range. One hour closes strong bear. 1 hour right now. I remember I said it might close doji. I don't know. That was the 2 hour. The hourly might actually close doji. Might flip bullish. Look at this. I mean, if this 30 flips, there's 9 minutes left, and you already know. Alright, give me a second, chat. I'll be right back. feel like the New York session is rubbing off on this chat. It's gonna be 100 trade. Say it ain't so. Chat, I'm tight. We had peak viewers yesterday. I took a L with peak viewers. That's messed up, right? We had 926 concurrents yesterday. That was peak for us. It's the last 3 peak viewers. The last 3 times. Like, we get them up there, we get them up there. Take L's with 0 viewers. Almost 1,000 people saw me take our first L this month, yesterday. All right, 30 seconds here for the hourly, for the 4 hour. The 4 hour is going to close bullish. But it's only above the most recent. Is it going to close above the overall here? Oh, it might. I hope it does. Huh. Making a top wick, want to bottom wick first. It's tough, right? Look at the 4 hour closing above the most recent. But it could just be the top wick for the hourly, right? But then why did this respect, right? Why did it close bearish, but it closed bearish above? Yeah, chat, I don't have a position here. The 30 will flip, right? What's your advantage on the 30? Oh, the 5 closed bear. Yeah, I mean, you wanted to fill this wick down, right? But the 15, the 4 are telling me a completely different story right now. see. Maybe we could get a 30 bullish close here. We need a sell. Oh, just need an indication of what it's going to do. And I'm getting conflicting stories at the moment. The thing is, we don't necessarily now need a bottom wick to come up as the 15 closed back in range. This candle can just drive up. First 5 with new hour top wick. We broke the highs. Flipping here. Well, the 4 hours got a bottom wick now, right? Which is it to the bottom of the range here? I'm looking for every angle. I can't justify a trade here right now. And if it runs, let it run wherever it needs to go. I, at this point, don't know where it needs to go. The hourly, yeah, sure, it looks like it's going to come down, but the 4 hours now grab the bottom wick. It can just as well flip bullish here, because now you have that bottom wick on the 4 hour. Let's try to break the low a few times and reject it here. How much is it to fill the wick? Very little. It's 9 pips on the rebreak of the lows. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it coming down further and create a steeper bottom wick for the 4 hour. But why didn't it just run this first few times? Maybe it breaks the lows now. Look like we going down. The daily could flip also. I don't know. Wick's gotta have balls of steel in this business moment. I just risked our house deed and all we have on this one. Like my daddy always told me, scam might not make money. Oh, honey, smell kind of funny. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Where's your sister? Yeah, he did. Looks cool. Scars look cool. Alright, well, I'll rub it when you go to bed. Me too. I have to tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Oh shit, we're coming down here, huh? Interesting. Wow, that actually broke down. How much is... This nasty 4 hour. This is nasty. This is people fucking losing their mortgage right now. This is nasty. If this flips bullish and drives up here, you have the celery play on the hourly. Closed doji. The 15 just closed. 15 closed bearish, but still above range. If we can get a bottom wick here, I'll look for buys. Or just fucking drive up, will you? What the fuck? What the hell was that? Did you guys see that? It almost gave us that bottom wick and said, nope, let's make a top wick first. 4 hours, grab that bottom wick, right? Looks like it should fill the range now. The issue is we don't have a higher time frame closure here, like a 30 or a 1, something establishing that we're holding this area. Back flipping that candle. Word. That shit just did a somersault. Appreciate you, Aram. What's up? Hey, W. Luke. Vuk Waswell. Minute buys off the rip. I mean, look, the previous 30 closed bearish back in range. But it held this support, so you probably need a closure here. The 15 closed above here. The previous closed bear, so but it held this area, held 1949. So all we wanted was just a bottom wick on this current 15 that's open right now, with the expectation that we're going to fill the range up. But for now, based on this hourly, it's hard to take a buy also because the hourly closed bearish. So I'm looking for, I don't want to be stuck in this hourly range in between the hourly wicks. So I'm looking for an indication on the smaller time frame. See if we can get some orders coming up. Because it might go up, right? But you want to settle for an entry or you want to get most optimal entry, right? How old were you when you first smoked weed? 20. How the fuck is that relevant here? Come on, Nate. Do better. Oh, man. Yeah, no indication, right? Just this push and the 4 hour. So if the 4 hour is going to fill the wick up, and we're going to need to reject off of somewhere. Six. All right, the 5 just closed. No top wick. If we can get a bottom wick here on a 5, that'd be interesting. It might just drive through. We're looking for buys or sells. It really depends on how this prints here. There's quite a few things that can happen. We're in this ugly 1 hour wick range, right? 1 hour close bearish, so you're expecting to fill the wick down, but you're also understanding the fact that the previous 4 hour was bullish above the most recent, and you already made a bottom wick, so chances are highly likely that you still come up before you reject, if you're to reject again. But I need some indication of a good entry. I would like also a strong bullish close here. Like if this 30 closed strong bullish, then ideally above 50.8, I would look for buys. So it can, you can still play both directions here, buys or sells, just depending how it sets up for you. Yeah, I'm not jumping onto anything because I really don't have a confirmation of anything. We're just bouncing up and down. I'd really rather put my trust in the 4 hour than in the 1 hour here, so. And into the bullish overall world environment, right? 4 hour held support here. Why would we not continue up? Let's see, 7 minutes here on the 15. 30's closing bullish. If we can come down, break the previous 15 low, I'll take a buy. If we close like this in 7 minutes, like we are right now, I'll look for this. Want the next candle to come down here off the rip, right? Break the previous 15 low, I'll take a buy. On the break here. What we don't want, right here on the break. What we don't want is the next candle come up, make a top wick first then. But also understand what you're doing, where you're on the market, have a plan to get out, have a risk management plan, have an entry plan, right? And you need to accept, right? You need to accept that we won't always make the right decision. You know, we're gonna have major screw ups sometimes, right? But the key is understanding that, you know, understand that failure is not the opposite of success. That's what I'll tell you. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Right? So even though you can see failure along the road, that failure is still a big part of building who you are and of your successful self. So you're not doing the opposite of failing, of succeeding here when you take an L, right? It's another step to success. Oh shit. What up, Nick? What's the deal? Time to eat in the house. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for taking the time out to do the Asian session. Well, I'm not really taking the time out. It's kind of routine at this point. If I went to do something else, that would be me taking the time out to do something else instead of Asian. At this point, this shit's like clockwork. $3K likes, can we see, possibly? 30 bullish 50. Will the old machine at this point? Yes. That is not the opposite of success. It's another step to success. Yes. Woke up 2 a.m. during a session as normally do. Don, what was your session? Beautiful. See, 2 minutes here. Well, a little under 3 minutes. 50. 30 is going to close. This is a good area for it to close above these highs. Is going to close bullish here. I'm looking for a bottom wick chat on the next candle. That's all we're looking for. Definitely want a closure above here on the 30. Not looking that great. Let's see, we got a minute to go. Let's see if we can really push up above there. Looks like the 30 is respecting it. This is tough here because you might see a top wick and a drive down on the next candle. Look at that. Well, 30 closed bullish above this little range, so it's holding support. Let's see. It needs to sell. It needs to. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a buy right here. Right here. Wait. Once again, I'm gonna look to come up. At least make a top wick above the previous 15 before it drives down. So if we can break the previous 30 high here, that's about 13, 14 pips above the previous 30, then we'll go break even. That's our advantage point, and my stops will be further down. For now, right here. And I will look for pineapples, most likely at 1946.45 here, if we do come down that far and break down. And break even, cover your costs. Previous 15 had no bottom wick, so right, that's the bottom wick that we wanted. It broke it. See if we can flip and drive here. This was the 30 bullish closure. At support. Nice position. Yeah, well, in terms of bullish movement, I believe so. Might see drawdown, yes. But in terms of the overall structure, I believe we should be able to come up, especially with the 4-hour, you know, staying bullish here. Or finding support. We close bullish at a support. That's a really strong bullish 4-hour candle. Most likely consolidation for a new catalyst. Well, that's why I'm not afraid to look for pineapples. I think any new catalyst should still pick the market up. This works in a trade. Yes, I'm in a trade. But I do believe we will re-break the lows based on the hourly. Because the 15 lows just broke, right? It should have drove, so now it's looking for 30 lows. But I'm looking for pineapples actively. I will be looking for pineapples at the break of the lows if we do come down further. I said 46 area. I think 45.5 will be a solid area for pineapples if it does happen. My entry is 1949.84. 4984. Hard to tell. I just said 4984. Sounds like B-Red from what? Asked about how you structure your break even because for me trading my costs, I consider overhead and use FORB tax purposes as a write down. Why I ask? Yeah, but how do you structure a break even? In what sense? Not sure what you mean. How you structure a break? Yeah, just go break even. Isn't this a sell? Yes, on the hourly, it looks sellish. It looks bearable. Bearable. Bearish. If we do reject and come down hard, then yeah, it's bearish. But I'm looking for us to hold the 4-hour to continue up. Still no top wick. Well, the idea here is if we're gonna sell off, I would expect this to come down or to come up further. Much higher. How do you file taxes for trade? It's not per trade. Wait, I think we might have a 4-hour flip here. Or a break of the previous 4-hour low. Yeah. So, How it works is I have I withdraw money. Not It's not by trade. It's as long as I have the funds in there longer than a year, it comes out as long term long term gains or long term capital gains instead of short term. Anything under the year, it comes out as short term. Yeah, we're breaking the previous 4-hour lows. It's annoying. If we come down to 4 or 5 here, I'm gonna look for another entry. But I gotta see a closure here, some kind of closure. L 30 pips? No, we haven't lost yet. We might. Could happen. But the L will be at 120. Hold on a second, chat. We had 2 bearish candles in the last 2 weeks. 3. So I'm gonna look for us to come back up in range here once we close. For fake out, I know we broke the previous 4-hour low, but in order for us to grab orders, personally, I believe we would need to see a higher level. 58. We've never retapped. The rejections there, and the market hasn't filled. It hasn't filled the high. So I would look for maybe a 15 or a 30 closure below here and then a closure back in range. And if that happens, I'll take another buy. But if we don't, and if we close below here and you see the next candle coming up for a top wick back into range here, then you're looking to close the positions. Risk 4%. My full stop here is 1% on one position. take a pineapple? No. Pineapple hasn't formed yet. Nice rejection here. This was the original level, right? We set at 46.39. 46.4. Watched YouTube Shorts videos, gives wide advice, especially enjoyed the one where you talk about holding losses. Only to close for small gain. That's right. So what we do here is what we do here. $15 closed here, right? No bottom wick yet. But we've rejected here before. Interesting. The 5's back in range, broke the previous 5 high. Let's see if we get this 5 closing bullish, maybe the next 5 bottom wick, we can enter. We needed to close bullish. For now, this is just a 15 making a top wick. People asking, "Wick, should I close my buy? It's been 6 minutes." I mean, like, what can I tell you? Just do what you would usually do. How do you usually trade? Did we just flip bearish and now we're breaking the highs? What are we doing here? Good advice, RC. Yeah, I'm waiting on this 5 to close here. It's really going to depend on how it closes here. Oh, it's re-breaking its own high. I think it's time we flip the tape, everybody. 30 seconds for this 5 to close. This is so early in the 15. It's the first 5 of this 15. All right, there's the 5 close. So I'm going to take another buy right here. Right here. Same target. If the 15 flips, I'll look for another position. One more pineapple. Our last pineapple will be a 43.16. Well, my last pineapple. This is my position. And we closed above this little 5 resistance here. You guys see this area? Closed above it. That's a big reason that I'm looking to come back up in range and fill this. Flip. Stack, stack, stack. Nah, not really. Just how I see it. What I see is us having to retest these highs before we come down. Technically, we should be able to retest the highs there. This should be the TP. That's where we should be able to retest before completely breaking down. Can we break down here? We can. But overall, from my experience and what I've seen in the market, I'm only going based on my experience, right? I believe we would have to retest 1962. See a top wick on the 1 hour first. Yeah, I mean, this is all perspective. I see a bottom wick on the 4 hour. You know what I mean? So it just depends, like what you're trying to catch, and it also doesn't mean that you're 100% right, you're 100% wrong. Right? Just how you play it. Also feel like the next 30, next hourly, would need a top wick before it drives, right? If it's to come down. Tell us a story. I got more stories than Walt Disney. What do you want to hear? You want to hear everything from the beginning? Well, it all started back in 1985. Before there was ever a Wix 9. It was just simple old Wix. Simpleton. From the ancient times. That's annoying. I closed bear, so yeah, we don't want to close below here, but it's possible we do. Why did I put it there? Because that's a level I expect to tap. So for full TP, that's what I'm looking for. It is what it is. From the ancient times before Wix 9. You heard of that? Didn't know you could adjust it. Not sure what we're talking about. Greed and fear to money will always direct you to failure. Yes, that's why you shouldn't focus on the money. I don't know why this is entertaining to me. For some nerdy reason, I love watching this more than games at this point. I'll tell you a secret. I'm here to tell you a secret. You're growing up. You're an adult. Ooh. Booga wooga wooga. Guy's probably like 60. Double my age. What are you talking about, Wix? I'm 19 right now, so it makes sense. Yeah, you see? Yeah, I think it makes sense as well. Alright, less than a minute here on this hourly closure, this 30 closure. We are closing bearish here, but we are closing bearish with no top wick. Ideally, we get up there. Is closing bull here in 20 seconds, so you'd expect the next 15 to break the lows here and come up, right? Five, Wish it closes higher. No chat, the 30 doesn't have a top wick, right? So the 30 could flip here, but I mean, the way I see it, I'm still not wrong because we closed above this area. Well, I'm still going according to my analysis, right? So we closed above 1948. We respected that on the 15. The 15 closed bullish. The 30s closed above here, right? 5 closed above. The 1 hours come back in range, closed above. And we have a bottom wick on the 4 hour, right? So let's see what happens here. Buys from 46.50. That's a good area to be in buys in. I was looking at this area initially, and then we changed it to this right here. We changed it to 45.18, but initially that was the buy area right here. The slow. But yeah, that's a really good area to be in. Let's see how this 5 closes here, chat. Let's see what it does. closing bear here, right? Yeah, might flip to 30. Now you're looking for a top wick on the 5 to come down, yeah. Oh, there it goes. There's a 30 flip. So the way I'll play this now, I'm gonna wait for it to actually close below on the small time frame and then come back, close up above. That's the only way I can have a position in this area. If not, I'll look for another, for a buy most likely at 43.2. Hold on a second, check. That was the good night to the kiddos. Wait, where are we? Looking for buys, so 953, it's obvious. Yeah, well, depends what you're looking for. But I mean, like, just like I can't convince you of my position, right? I don't need to justify for you. That's what I do. Stay inside into my trading, to my position. But I've given you explanations of why I'm looking for what I'm looking for, and the respects of these supports. And we have the levels that we want to play out here, right? Stops are smaller than usual. I mean, it's already 10:08. Yeah, I wanted to call it, but we're in a position here, so I might hang out for another 30 minutes, see where we are in about at around 10:30. If we broke the low, if we're closing below, and yeah, after that, I don't know, we'll call it, but we'll make plans for what we're gonna do. Save the world. I'm down to save the world. That's actually a noble idea. Daily created a bottom wick. I know the daily created a bottom wick. The 4 hours created a bottom wick here. And it came back up in range. So I was expecting a 4-hour flip to come up to the highs here. I mean, it's still early in the 4-hour, right? Still might have, but the way the hourly has come down here, I don't know. It's very difficult. Typically, we'll see it come down here, break the lows before rejecting. So that's why, I'm expecting more drawdown, because in order for it to drive up, it needs to grab some orders. But it can grab orders in the shape of a range and exhaustion, right? And then it come down, grab orders and drive, or it can just directly reject. And if it drives down through, then we were wrong. But there's nothing wrong with being wrong. The idea, though, is to come in here every day and to win, and not to be wrong, right? That's the idea every day. Do you look at RSI at all and see that in real time? I don't look at the RSI. Last time I looked at the RSI must have been, no lie, about 4.5, 5 years ago. I mean, this is normal, fam. There's 17 losses on the board there, 17 times this year. And we've taken a lot, there's been many losses over the last 5 years on downstream, right? It's nothing new. Comments are nothing new. What I will say, though, is a reason why a lot of people have issues streaming. It's very hard to handle and come back from losses with comments and all that. So that's why, in between streamers, there's like a unspoken respect, because we know what it takes to show up here day in and day out and do this with a live audience, right? Yeah, tough here volume-wise. Wicks both positions still open? Yeah, I have 2 buys right now. Big up Wicks after that. Came trolling the other day, but big up Wicks doing his thing. I didn't even know you were trolling. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for showing up. How I was taught, you don't ever share your trades, so I find what you're doing is fascinating, to be honest. I mean, yeah, here's the thing. You're getting an insight into my thought process. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, you should be picking up different nuances, or he made a mistake right here. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I can look out for something. Maybe I can even announce it in the chat and we can discuss it based on what I've seen, right? And have some constructive conversation. Take a win, great. Maybe you can pick up something off what I did on my win. If I take a L, maybe you pick up something off that. The idea is really for you to help yourself, right? I don't like how these 5s keep closing. What's your second entry? I gave it. It's over here. It's on screen. 4831. Been so long I didn't get a runner. We had a runner on Sunday for the private session, 70 pips. And then we had a position on Monday that ran for 40 before pulling back to break even. So you had plenty of chances to close. What I will say though is that we have a bottom wick for a 4 hour. So if the 4 hour flips, what I will do is I'll close my initial position. Well, we'll see if that's what happens. 4 hour flips, I'll close my initial position and I'll close half of my second position and leave a runner. If that's what happens on the 4 hour. There's quite a bit of time left. There's always something to learn, absolutely. Anything can be a teachable moment at the most unexpected times, and that's the problem. You guys are not at the most unexpected times. You guys are too relaxed and not looking for opportunities. And if you're not looking for something, how are you going to find it, right? How are you going to find an opportunity if you're not looking for it? Like, seldom in life do things just land in your lap. Yeah, they can, but very rarely, right? So you need to be aware of the world around you and of the opportunities present around you. There's opportunities everywhere. And we get the 4 hour flip here. One more pump. Oh no. If you do, I'm sorry, only seen Asian sessions with you thus far. I'm not sure what you mean. So the 15 just closed here, right? Oh, that was the 5. My issue is, chat, the hourly came up really quickly here. So just the way it came up, it can come down. Right? We might flip here on the hourly. You know what I'm going to do? I might close both positions at break even if we start coming down here. It depends. And the 15 doesn't have a bottom wick. Yep, I'm gonna close. If we re-break the lows here, I'm gonna close. That's gonna be about 1 pip. Yeah, the issue is this 1 hour, right? Because if it flips, that's tough. But if it doesn't flip, then you have the next 1 hour where you can take advantage of the bottom wick. It's kind of tough. What I don't want is this 15 to start flipping. See? Yep, I'm out here, chat. What I will say though is 1020. If this hourly flips, it might come down. Remove these. Another L, no, that's 2 break evens. Yeah, between 2 positions, it's a break even. It's annoying. The issue here is the top wick and no bottom wick on this 15. We have another 6 minutes, so this 15 can flip. If the 15 flips, you're driving down to fill the range, right? But you have to understand that the entry that we take, that's how I'm mitigating risk, right? If it stays bullish here and it closes bullish, great. We look for a bottom wick on the next candle, and that's our entry on the next 30, right? But point being is if it flips bearish, our entry gives us an exit option. With the fact that if the 1 hour breaks down and closes below range, the next 1 hour should make a top wick before it drives down. So your next possible entry would be a bullish closure, and then you get a bottom wick on the next candle. I'm still expecting this 15 to flip, right? The 5 just closed bearish here, so you're expecting the 15 to come down and flip. How far down? I don't know. If it doesn't, great, but I only saw about 11 pips total there, but I didn't close anything. Good management, learned a lot this session. I mean, we've attempted. It's not. They're the most ideal positions for this session, but it wasn't. We didn't go anywhere. We stayed in range. Yeah, we had a drive on the hourly, but it came back up and closed back in range. 2 BEs. Awesome. Let me update the record. Trade number 100. BE. That sucks. I was really expecting it to come back to entry of the first position. We could have closed both. If I closed both when we were at our highest point, I was around 11 or 12 pips in profit in between two positions. But that's just not what I was looking for. That's not the position I'm looking for. All right, let's see this 30 through. Let's see how the 30 closes. Another thing you might see, you might come up here to actually break the 30 highs as the initial thing that you do, is the initial move off the opening of the candle. And if that happens, you're most likely going to come down because that would be a liquidity grab for the hourly to flip. And you've never grabbed orders in this area yet. Gotta respect holding that for the optimal result in the trade based on what was printing. You could easily close and add a W to the list. Yeah, but we were expecting much more, right? We're expecting the 4 hour to actually flip and drive. And we're so early in this 4 hour, but there's just no confirmation now that it's going to flip and drive. If it was going to do it, it was going to be that push. We wanted that first initial push. Now that push has been rejected. And we also don't have a bottom wick here on the 15. There's only a minute left here, though, so this could be interesting. This could get really interesting if we come down, make a bottom wick first to tap off 47. Wicks, Bankman Fried. Yeah, I think we'll call it in a minute. The thing is, I could sit here, and eventually at some point you're gonna be like, oh, you see it went that way, or like, oh, you see, good thing you closed, it went that way. But like, that's for anything. So before those comments come around, how does time and price point affect the decision-making process? I mean, that's what it's based on. Time and price levels. That's the only thing that affects what we're doing. Staying in for me, you can, but I think you'll have a lot more information once this 30 closes here right now. Kind of strategy using right now: support, resist, supply, demand break, everything, anything and anything that we can use to our advantage. It's called a praying strategy, yes. There is no strategy. Honestly, chat, I believe in that too. I believe there's no strategies. There's just your own plan. And where you see an edge, and no matter how much you teach somebody to do what you do, I mean, there can be a foundation for a strategy, and the foundation for our strategy is price action. But there's no set strategy where you follow, step 1, step 2, step 3. It's how you're able to interpret the market, and then how you're able to pick up on what people teach you. And if people, teach you exactly what they're doing, it's highly unlikely you're gonna emulate them to the T. So we always say we don't really teach you a strategy. We teach you how to come up with your own strategy by giving you an insight on how we think and analyze the markets. You can bite bits and pieces off of us and help yourself. That's the idea. Help yourself. The zero strategy, the no strategy strategy. See, there's that hourly flip coming up. I had a W tonight, make your own plan and stick to it. That's right. I had a big W last night. I mean, it's been a pretty good week. I haven't had runners for weeks. And then in 1 week now I have 2 runners. Over 100. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. First one was 70. Second one was massive. But they average out to over 100 each. Would you be more profitable if you stopped trading the Asian session? Okay, so if there was no Asian session, I would have 17 losses less, but I would have 57 wins less. It's not like, honestly, it's not like I stopped trading Asian session or I started trading Asian session, right? I've been trading Asian. It's just I wouldn't trade it like this if I wasn't streaming. I'd check the charts every once in a while, and I would still take Asian session positions, right? You just wouldn't know about it. You guys wouldn't know about it that Wix is, trading, but I would still be trading. $30 just started, 1 hour hasn't flipped. Maybe you ride up here. Who knows? Holding a buy right now is really risky because the hourly's done flipped here and it's most likely to fill the range. So there's no way I would have managed that risk or risk like that 4 years ago. 4 years ago I was holding that for stops or break even. Iced tea's a good strat. I don't know, honestly, never learned it. Just talk shit about it, that's it. But I never learned it. But it's all in good, in the spirit of some good fun, right? It's never like, oh my god, it's terrible, it sucks, everyone, don't stay away from it. No, it's always like, yeah, whatever. Like, sure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And this flip, sturdy flip, because the 1 hour is now flipped, right? It tried to drive and it didn't. I don't know. Not the way the 5's closing here. Because I think this 5 should break down. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to come up. Very difficult here. Very, very difficult. Here, you know what I've learned, chat? Here, keep game. I've learned that people don't understand the meaning of price action. Price action is not trading without indicators. It's not having, that's called having a naked chart. Price action itself, like, yeah, I know we do technical analysis. So yeah, that's the study of historical price data. But when you combine technical analysis with price action, the study of historical price data, with the movement and the printing of candles in relation to the markets and to each other, that's price action. The opening, the closing of candles, the levels, the wicks reach, having wicks, not having wicks, that's price action. Being able to understand and read candles and break them down backwards, forward, higher time frame, smaller time frame, how they form, how they flow into each other. That's price action. And if you can learn just that, the very foundation of how candles print, and you're gonna approach the charts so differently, because then you can take that knowledge, and it won't matter the strategy you trade, whether it's a fib, whether it's a EMA crossover, whether it's both, whether it's RSI, whether it's the WAP or the FVG, the VWAP, whatever. You're gonna look. Those things will determine levels for you, right? And times you should trade, right? You're gonna base your breakdowns on those things, but you're gonna have the knowledge of the candles, and what you're gonna do, it won't give you the breakdown or the setup, but it'll give you entry. You know, when people start trading, they're always like, oh, how do I find the entry? Yeah, you understand it's gonna go up here, it's gonna, but how do I find the price we're at? That's how you do it. Your entry is really based on price action and how candles form, how candles close, how they open, how much room they leave, how far away from support or resistance they close, how they flip the formation, whether it's a bullish candle before bearish or a bearish before bullish, then rebroke its own high, right? How did it form during news? So if you have that knowledge of how they form, all you do is you apply the price action knowledge that you have to your strategy, and that's where you will find the most success. And that's why it doesn't matter what strategy you take, as long as price action is foundation, as long as the price action is the basis for what you're doing for your entries. Take whatever strategy you want. Take your fib retracement, take it. But once you get your levels off of fib, you're gonna initiate price action, and it comes in, and you're gonna start basing what you're doing at those important areas based on the candles, based on how they form, right? You're gonna trade, yeah, moving averages, SMAs, EMAs, the crossovers. You're looking for a wick to tap your crossover line, and whatever it is, crossover line. That's my Allen Iverson indicator. Once you get the crossover line, you get the answer. The Allen Iverson indicator. But yeah, learn how those can. I want light bulbs to go off in your head. I want you guys to have aha moments. I promise you, people don't care enough to explain these basic nuances to you. But these nuances can be important and can save you a lot of time. Oh, you got people trapped. Shaking my head. Trapped in what? We closed positions. There's nobody should be in positions. We came back to profit and then closed at break even. Anyway, Learn price action and then apply whatever strategy you want. Apply your own strategy. Make up your own strategy, but as long as your foundation is based in price action and you're able to read candles. There's a man hugging his cat and subbing with joy. I didn't see cat. I thought it said car. I thought you were talking about Don. Hugging his car and sobbing with joy. Two B's. Been a long time since I had 2 break evens. But yeah, that's it. I've definitely overstayed today. The hourly flip looking like it's gonna fill the range down. Going down our candle broke zone low over and over again, but we never drove. Well, you keep tapping at a wall, right? You're gonna break it. You're gonna put a hole in it. So I think that's what it's doing. It's tapping, but it should come down. I don't think it has enough liquidity to drive up yet. It should come down, form a range a little, maybe come down further, but it should at least come down to 46, 45 areas and range, or just trickle down there. We had a couple of attempts at buys, didn't work out. It should come down. 2 B's for the day. Unlike us. Anyway, I hope you guys picked up some value today. Hope you're helping yourself and sticking to the goal of getting better every single day. As we all know, the grind is not against each other. The hustle is against poverty. That's the ultimate hustle. Trying to grind out of poverty. Anyway, chat, love and wisdom to you all. Thank you for coming through. Mods, appreciate you as always. Ahmed, Mateus. It's Mateus. I like Mateus much better than Motassim. Mateus is better. Thank you guys for coming through. We'll get some dubs tomorrow, next time. Be there 8 a.m. Eastern. Oh, make sure you're there for Yanez's stream at 3 a.m. Then be there for Donvo 8 a.m. in the morning. 8 a.m. in the morning. That's what he says, right? And tomorrow, I think 6 p.m. Eastern. I believe around 6 p.m. Eastern is Evolution Devious with Elvis. And then, you already know, today was hump day. So tomorrow is our last stream of the week. Let's finish it off strong. But, yep, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Same time, same place. All right, gang? I'll see you there. And for all the patasucias out there that want to get jiggy with it. The fuck is this? I can't get jiggy to this shit. Well, for everyone that wants to get jiggy, here's your chance. I love you guys. And just like that, another Asian session is in the books.